it drops his blood sugar, it certainly will. So you know what? I'd circle number 1, I'd circle number 2, and I'd circle number 4. Because we're going to start him on metformin. So now you know the answer to the question at the bottom of the screen. It says, suppose his trigs were 550. That might be a really good reason to start a fibrate. All right? But we don't start fibrates until they're 500 or greater. And let me ask you something. Why do we start a fibrate? Why are we so worried about trigs of 500? Because it increases the risk of what? Pancreatitis. Exactly. So I know, and I feel very confident that when I get his blood sugar down, when I get his A1C down, his trigs will probably go back to that 123 number that we had seen and you were happy with a little bit earlier. Everybody with me? All right, let's keep going. So how would you manage his blood pressure today? Because look, he was 140 over 80. He's on 150 of irbesartan and 12.5 of HCTZ. Well, number 1 says add 5 of amlodipine. That's certainly a possibility. Number 2 says increase his irbesartan to 300 daily. That's certainly a possibility. I'd circle number 2. Number 3 says add 25 of metoprolol. I don't need to do that. I really don't need to do that. Number 4 says increase his HCTZ to 25 milligrams. I'm not going to do that, and here's why. You probably do not know this yet, but when you give a patient 25 milligrams of HCTZ, 25 milligrams of HCTZ, the average systolic drop is about 6 to 8 points. That's not very much. He's already on 12.5. So I'm thinking he's only going to get about maybe a 3-point drop. So about 6 to 8 points systolically, he'll drop on 25 of HCTZ. He's already on 12.5. So I'm thinking he's not going to get a whole lot more punch out of 25. So we could circle number 1. We could circle number 2. All right, so take a look. If you add 150 milligrams of irbesartan, add 150. So now we got him on 300. What should be evaluated when he returns in 4 weeks? And it's a select all that apply. Well, obviously, we're going to check his blood pressure. Circle number 1. Where does an ARB work? In the renin-angiotensin-aldosterone system, anytime you give a patient an ACE or an ARB, you always have the potential to worsen kidney function. It usually helps kidney function, but you got to check because you can't look into the eyes of a patient and know which one is going to be the one who improves, and they usually improve, or which one is going to have some problems. So you got to circle a BUN and creatinine. You got to check his GFR. And I don't know if you need to check both, but you got to check his kidney function. I would circle number 2 and I'd circle number 3. What about number 4, potassium? Oh, yeah. Circle number 4 because the ARBs cause you to hold on to potassium. Look at number 5. It says lower extremity edema. Do the ARBs do that? No. What medication class can cause that? The calcium channel blockers. I'm not worried about number 5. Number 6 says a medication-related cough. I'm not worried about that. What drug class causes cough? An ACE, and he's on an ARB. I'm not worried about that. Liver function studies? I'm not worried about that. Y'all got it? So I'd circle 1, 2, 3, and 4. Well, suppose that instead of increasing his ARB, we add 5 milligrams of amlodipine, because maybe you're sitting there thinking, Amelie, look, this guy is an older adult. Older adults do well on calcium channel blockers. He's African American. Dark-skinned patients like calcium channel blockers. JNC8 reminded me of that. And you know what? Diabetic kidneys, while they love ACEs and ARBs, they like calcium channel blockers too. Maybe you'll tell me, Amelie, I'm going to give him 5 of amlodipine. You could do that. If you were to add 5 of amlodipine, and he comes back in 4 weeks, what do you need to check? Obviously, we got to check blood pressure, circle number 1. Do we need to check his kidney function if you add a calcium channel blocker? Nope. Look at number 4, potassium level. You need to check that. Nope. Number 5 says lower extremity edema. That's the one. Circle that. No medication-related cough. And no, we don't need to check liver function studies with a calcium channel blocker. Everybody got it? All right, let's keep going.